quarters could again display the same zest and confidence that had entertained everyone against Scotland. Ireland had some injury worries too, with Dennis McBride coming in for the injured Sexton. Tom Clancy, the 17-stoner from Lansdowne, was selected to make his debut after the Irish front row had failed to hold the French pack 2 weeks earlier. Behind the scrum, the familiar names of Crossan, Mullin, Kiernan and Ringland, with Philip Danaher hanging on to his place. And with me, once again, in the Lansdowne Road commentary position, Phil Bennett.
Referee Ron Megson, the 42-year-old solicitor, new member of the Scottish panel. He's refereed Wales once before, and the 91st international between the countries underway. Almost an orthodox start by Ireland, wanting the possession from Jonathan Davis's dropout. Jonathan Davis, his 22nd cap for Wales. Cool as a cucumber. That's a nice dropout for his forwards. Norster underneath. And the line out 8 metres from the Welsh 22-metre line. Now, this is an interesting area. Ireland now reducing their line out at the first time of asking. Huge forwards there. 6'6" at the back is Gibson. And away come Ireland. Bradley on the short side. The wind might take that one a few yards, extra yards. The pick up by Mullin, or the half pick up. This then the first scrum. We've seen the first line out. And the great Irish fear is how well Clancy can lock this Irish front row. Robert Jones to Jonathan Davis. Hadley will chase that one. Ringland underneath it for Ireland. Hadley up on his man, but doesn't quite get hold of him, but a foot in touch. A little bit of aggravation. Clash of steel on bodies. Trevor Ringland resuming his position on the wing. The Welsh put in, so we see Willie Anderson having gone up against Bob Norster in the middle of the line-out. And that's a huge shove from the line-out, and that'll be a penalty. And the decision of Bledin Bowen is to give an opportunity for Jonathan Davis to go into the corner against the wind. No, there's a slight confusion. But the kick to the corner, not quite there. Danaher goes back for Ireland. So Wales being able to exert a little bit of pressure after the initial kick-off. Paul Dean's kick, mighty long one. Mark Ring gathers. Ring, here's the enterprise to Roland Phillips. It's a bit of a hospital pass. Ring again though, and here comes to Jonathan Davis on the attack. Bradley goes back for Ireland. Inside his 22 and into touch. But there we saw Mark Ring excite everybody, but he also made a few of us nervous, Phil Bennett.
Yes, tremendous commitment and tackling by the Irish in midfield. But once again, we saw the confidence of the Welsh backs, willing to spin the ball along the line, looking to run at the Irish defence.
Wales reducing their line out. Phil May at the front. 2 metres short of the Irish 22-metre line. It's well won ball. Robert Jones. We have a man on the field, though. Injured. Danaher is tackled as the Welsh rush in. The man injured is Bob Norster. He looks in a sorry state. Jonathan Davis, drop goal. Wales are into the lead. 3 points to nil after nearly 4 minutes of play. But great delight at the drop goal. But that's a very sorry sight indeed.
And that was a magnificent kick from Robert Jones, had Dan in all sorts of trouble. And look who's there, Robert Jones, great following up. And Phil May does ever so well because he makes that ball available. Plenty of pride by Phil May. Back it comes to Jonathan Davis. A dream start for him and Wales, all the time in the world. And he slots it over, no mistake from there. 3 points, what a start.
Good attacking position for the Irish. 18 and a half minutes gone. Kingston to the back, trying to find Gibson. Jonathan does the charge down. Kingston can score the try. The opening try for Ireland. A bad mistake by Robert Jones. Terry Kingston, the scorer. The sixth international for Ireland, and the whole of Lansdowne Road rejoicing. What a terrible mistake by the Welsh.
You see, it's a long ball. Ireland thrown to Gibson at the back of the line, looking for the long ball, but Wales do very well doing it. Roberts is on his left foot. Tremendous charge down by the Irish forwards, and Kingston grabbing the try just over the line, just about grounding the ball.
The wind now, crossfield wind as Kiernan starts. It looks a better kick. Crowd behind, so it's there, so do the flags. Ireland going to the lead, 6 points to 3.
And here it is again, a tremendous charge down. Kingston gets the ball, and I think he just about grounded it.
And here's Terry Kingston, the bank official of Dolphin, to throw in. Ireland have it. Just outside the Welsh 22, Bradley to Dean. Dean having a go, Jonathan Davis' tackle, Bowen, fly hack, and Megson's awarded the penalty for a suggested high tackle by Jonathan Davis. Rather harsh decision in my view.
I quite agree there. I think it was a high tackle, but I think he went round the shoulders and not round the neck. And I think Jonathan Davis was very dismayed when Mr. Megson gave that penalty.
Michael Kiernan, having missed some easy ones, now in midfield. Kiernan, that looks a better attempt, and they're delighted behind. Ireland go into the lead, 9 points to 3, and that's 200 points in international rugby for Michael Kiernan. Kingston to throw. Again, they have Philip Matthews at the front of the line. It's David Young alongside Fitzgerald. Lenihan wins though, but it's a penalty. And on that particular line at Lenihan, using his inside arm that time illegally and pulling his opposite man down. Forbin's kick. Will it get there? No, indeed. Bradley in possession. The Gary Owen into force again. Phil May takes superbly. And the ball fed by Watkins to Robert Jones. Rare possession for the Welsh three-quarters. And that's a beautiful testing kick from Jonathan Davis. Danaher giving chase. But that is the half-time whistle from Ron Megson. Disappointing for Wales. 9 points to 3 down in a game, really, that produced some ugly scenes and a surfeit of penalties. The second half about to get underway. Ron Megson checks his watch. Wales with the wind for the next 40 minutes or so. Thorburn starts. Again, a lengthy one. Dean giving chase. Paul Dean to restart. Fully recovered after that bang in the first half. The Triple Crown still beckoning for Wales. So too for Ireland. Phil May underneath. It's anybody's ball. It comes to Philip Matthews. And that's good rucking work there by Clancy in the middle. And still the Irish content to contain and drive. Midway between the 22 and the halfway line inside the Irish half. A great round of applause for that effort by the Irish forwards, not allowing the release of the ball. And you'll notice that Michael Bradley has taken a quick look at the short side. He's looking at the space between Paul Thorburn and the touchline. The pick-up by Gibson. Bradley under a little bit of pressure, and the ball going out on the full. This the area then, the line out, where Wales will have to improve in this second half. Bob Norster still carrying that injury. Needs a mammoth performance from him in this second half. Watkins' throw. Norster two-handed. Jonathan Davis to Mark Ring. The Welsh backs into play. Ring looking around for the support from his back row as Wales get the secondary possession. Roland Phillips to Paul Thorburn. Got Jonathan Davis outside, back inside of Blethenboyne. Oh, it's almost reckless, but it nearly worked. And then the fly back. Anything goes to Ian Evans, on to Ring. He's got Hadley outside. Ring to Hadley. Hadley back inside, held by the Irish cover. But Wales still have it. Robert Jones on the short side. Back inside of David Young. The charge for Wales. Couple of metres short of the Irish trial line. As Robert Jones waits for the ball, the penalty goes to Wales.
That was desperate Irish defence. I think they were even willing to concede the penalty there because Wales had an overlap. It was a great pity because I think they'd have been under the post and we'd have had a conversion to follow the try.
So let's see what the decision of the captain is. Wales are going to run it, and it comes to Phil May, the driving wedge, as Wales go over. Where's the ball carrier? Ron Mexon gives the put in to Wales, and that'll bring great cheer for the thousands of Welsh supporters. This Wales' best opportunity of a try. So will they go for the 8-man shove, or will they release? All options open for Wales. 4 minutes of play in the second half. Robert Jones with the feed. There's the snap drive from Wales. Jones comes out, the penalty has been given, but Moriarty goes over. Moriarty has scored for Wales. That's his third try, and that could be a crucial score. Wales opening the second half in splendid fashion.
Again, rock solid at the scrum. The second shove goes on, but Ireland don't quite go back. But just watch out for this little dummy run by Robert Jones. You see, he takes the back row away, and there's Paul Moriarty. The scrum has wheeled, no back row to stop him, and you don't stop him from that distance.
Paul Thorburn, 147 points for Wales. Here's the kick. The flags go up. And all of a sudden, Wales are on that Triple Crown trail again. 9 points all at Lansdowne Road.
Here's the try, but notice the Irish scrum has wheeled. There's no back row there at all, and Moriarty is over like a flash. Good effort for some solid Welsh scrummaging.
8 at the back for Ireland. There was Michael Gibson, giant of a man, 6'6.5". Watkins throw. It's a neat ploy. Phil May on the charge. Wales looking for the possession after the setup. Jonathan Davis, the drop goal attempt. It's a little bit short. Danaher underneath.
And that's a crucial decision. Danaher thought he was over the line when he caught the ball, but Mr. Mexon was on the spot and he said that he carried it over, and he's awarded Wales a scrum in a marvellous position.
That might show a little bit of the inexperience that Philip Danaher might have, a former Gaelic footballer. But it's a scrum 5. There's the snap drive again from the Welsh pack. Really coming into this game the second half. It's rather sloppy though. Ring, the drop goal, has it got there? Not quite.
Mark Ring never ceases to amaze me. He'll try anything. He's got bags of flair, and there we saw a left-footed drop goal attempt by the Pontypool man.
Paul Dean to restart. Nine points all, and we've had nearly 60 minutes of play. Roland Phillips on the charge. Robert Jones, Jonathan Davis, that's the tester that he warned Philip Danaher about. Danaher underneath it, lost it. The pick up by Thorburn. Thorburn to Richie Collins, onto Tony Buchanan. Wales charging at the Irish line. Robert Jones on the short side of Roland Phillips. Still going. Collins is going to have another go. Not quite there. Superb Irish tackling, but Wales still driving forward. Jones. Not there again. And that is so reminiscent, really, of that great defence by Pontypool last Saturday in the Cup. Robert Jones receiving that knock. One of the battering rams involved. That's Richie Collins on the run. Wales with 2 or 3, or possibly 4 or 5 attempts at the Irish try. Desperate defence by the Irish. And that's where Robert Jones received the bang. The penalty, the short penalty to Wales. On the crash ball is Moriarty. Again, superb defence by Ireland. This time they open it. It's been touched in flight. No drop goal for Jonathan Davis that time. Well, Danaher took that ball, went over his try line. Donald Lenihan urging his forwards on. Wales having to go back on their heels out of the Irish 22. Watkins, Norster, Robert Jones, Jonathan Davis, Ring, an opportunity with the 3/4. And Young and Evans tackled that time by Danaher, and away come Ireland. Indeed, have they got hold of the possession? Wales inside their own half. That's Ian Watkins doing the great work at the bottom. But the ball came out, and Wales would surely have wanted the possession rather than the penalty. Ian Watkins with the throw. 2.5 minutes of injury time gone. Ireland have it. Roland Phillips goes through for Wales. The pick up to Richard Moriarty, to Richie Collins, the back row in concert, on to Phil May. Is this a last desperate attempt by Wales? The penalty to Wales. Ireland killing the ball. And what a vital kick this is going to turn out to be. Well, Paul Thorburn knows all about pressure. The memories come flooding back, of course, of Brisbane. And that vital kick he put over in the corner after Adrian Hadley's try. How would you like this pressure, Phil Bennett?
Well, Paul Thorburn can have it, thank you very much. But as you quite rightly say, he is a man for the big occasion. He should have his distance, and he should know exactly where the wind's going. This could be his great moment.
The situation is all too clear. Can Paul Thorburn win the Triple Crown for Wales with the last-minute penalty kick? Thorburn, the boots, starts his run. The hopes of Wales ride on this one. The crowd behind, it's there! It's there! And surely Wales have now won the Triple Crown. Or do we speak too early? We've now had 4 minutes of injury time. Ron Megson checks his watch. 12 points to 9, and Paul Thorburn, the hero. Kiernan starts. Wales need control. Down they go for a scrum, and this might well be an opportunity of a drop goal for Ireland, for it's an Irish put-in. Lansdowne Road is not a place for faint hearts at the moment. Bradley Fees, the disruptive drive coming from the Welsh. They'll have to be careful. The pickup is by Ireland, so Wales going through. Bradley, the kick. It's Thorburn, the hero, under pressure again. He calls for the mark, and the mark is given. That's superb. Thorburn is carrying the hopes of Wales on his shoulders. And a little bit of back check from the Irish. Cost them 10 metres as well. It really has been a battle. No quarter asked or given. Jonathan Davis has to find touch. Megson looks there, it is not. Wales have got the Triple Crown. That's the final whistle. Paul Thorburn with that dramatic penalty. Great delight for the Welshman. Not the greatest of games, but what a hard battle And Paul Thorburn will be the toast of Dublin this evening. But Wales win the Triple Crown. That's their first for 9 years.